Hey, what's going on? This is Melvin. I'm here with KJ as well as Shawn, production manager here for Marker 48 Brewing. This place is near and dear to my heart. We actually had, I'm really horrible with the words for these things, but after party, reception, I don't know what you call it.
The wedding reception.
Whatever you do after the wedding, we did that here.
We party. They partied here.
We did. It's a beautiful location. It's right in Brooksville, kind of like on the border of Weeki Wachee.
Actually, so the lot next to us is Weeki Wachee.
So Weeki. Shut up! So the divider's right there. So literally the parking lot is Weeki Wachee. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Our wedding was in Weeki Wachee and Enjoy Spirits. So hopefully we'll have a day where we go out there as well. But just wanted to kind of showcase this beautiful location. Ooh, and more drinks. Not mad at it.
Look at
that one.
You're good.
You're making a mess.
That is okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness.
Oh my.
Good.
I have
Yes.
a little ducky in mine. Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Oh my gosh, don't bump me too hard. Cheers.
Oh man, that's amazing. It's photo worthy, so I'm gonna show it because I'm not gonna take a picture of it. But wow, that's really good.
There's a
Spicy
little
jalapeno.
duck. Oh,
There is
that
a little
good.
duck. Wow.
That tastes like summertime.
Man, that was worth the derail. That is amazing. But yeah, no, near and dear to my heart. We had our after party here, reception, whatever you guys want to call it, for our wedding. And, for us, that was kind of a big deal because, I've loved breweries my whole life. Anybody who knows me knows I want to own a brewery at some point. So this was a huge passion of mine. And when I met Cindy and the gang here, it was like open arms, and there's no... What I like is it's very hard to find a place that is accepting, especially somewhere like Brooksville, So that was just huge for us to find a location we can call home. They hooked us up. We had all of their glasses, these little cups. Every single person at our wedding got one. That was did you really? One of ours? It's still here?
Yep.
So like it was just a beautiful experience. And what I really love too is when Pride Month rolls around, they really don't hold back. A lot of people do. They do not. And, I will see them on Facebook actually, kind of cutting people off that don't live and breathe the same values that they have, which is huge in this industry. So I love it, near and dear to me. We had some karaoke times here. We hang out a lot here. They're going to get into some specifics. I mean, there's a lot of new stuff that I didn't even know existed. I mean, all this down here, this is all made. There's distillery here.
If you're listening, you need to chime in on the YouTube and look at what we're pointing at right now because it's impressive.
Yeah, it's very impressive. So I'm super excited to have them. I'm so glad they have us here. And I'll kick it off to KJ so she can kind of get into more detail with Shawn about some things that they do, beer that they brew, and activities that they have on the horizon or even every week.
So Melvin has been so excited about coming to this brewery specifically, again, like why he said, but he was so excited he forgot to introduce us. So I'm KJ with Red Door Title, and he's Melvin with Fairway Independent Mortgage.
There's that. You should know by now. I hope.
Like, rewind.
If you don't know, now you know.
If you don't know, if this is your first time, that's who we are. Our goal is to help as many realtors in the Central Florida area as we can.
Yeah.
All of our advice is nationwide, but we really try to help our local realtors doing what we do on our podcast and our YouTube channel as well as in person. But we are here at Marker 48. I almost said that wrong. Marker 48. And we are here with Shawn. Shawn is the production manager here. You're also the son of the in-law of the owners or the originators or however you know. So tell us a little bit about how it got started, how you're involved, and some changes that you made. I'm going to pass the mic over to you, and you can kind of let us know.
So here at the brewery, we have a variety of beers that we do. From what you're drinking right now, Blue Seltzer, which is our Markerade.
Markerade, like Gatorade.
Yep, it's a pretty much a Powerade-based seltzer. We do a couple different varieties. We have a red as well.
That's like a Blue Jolly Rancher.
Yeah,
It's so good. They do those too.
Good.
Yep, and then I think what you're actually drinking right now is Weizen, which is sour. It was actually a collab we did with Descent. It's got mango, guava, cherry, and some coconut in it. So another good beer. Things that have changed here at the brewery, as you guys can see with the liquor in front of you. We got our distilling license about a year ago.
That's cool.
and started doing our own products. For everybody, just so they know, obviously we have bourbon down there. We do not make our own bourbon. We actually outsource it. We do a lot of research and, you know, tasting and proofing and making sure everything's right.
So it's bottled here.
Bottled here. It's on the Kentucky line where we're actually buying it from. It's very, very good bourbon. We have a 4-year and a 6-year, I think, at the moment right now.
Really?
Yep.
I was thinking the same thing for Marshall.
Yep. Oh, nice.
Yep.
So we have a weeded, and then 2 different ryes at the moment, and then on top of that, we also have vodka, gin, a white rum, and a spice rum. So kind of hit all the T's with that.
Yep.
Heck yeah.
Something for everybody.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. And then things that we do on a weekly basis here right now is we do karaoke on
Karaoke's fun here.
That
Thursday nights. Wednesday night is trivia, and then Fridays and Saturdays and Sundays we have live bands. So Friday evenings we have bands, and then Saturday day we usually have like a single act or something like that. The night we have a band, and then Sunday during the day we have like a single act or like a DJ or something like that.
So let's talk about the band. So I saw there's a whole new stage. So you're doing tribute bands, which apparently require a certain size stage. You just learn, you know, the more you know. And there's, you know,
that guy.
Pause for the diesel. Probably rolling coal on a Tesla. You know, they don't like me.
Yep.
But no, they have a huge stage. You know, I'm gonna definitely share some videos and pictures with you guys. This place has been, you know, blown out. It's gorgeous. This little sitting area. There's multiple sitting areas like this. So
the stage is new. Again, just required certain with national acts. They require a certain size stage.
Yeah.
So we were having to rent a stage every time we wanted to do something, and just made more sense to build our own.
And it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a great job. So
cool.
So yeah, what we're going to try and do is hopefully once a month. It may not be every month, but at least once a month or every couple months, have a national tribute band come.
That's
and
cool.
we've done 2. We did a Dave Matthews just a couple weekends ago, and then we did Foo Fighters.
Oh, nice.
Probably about a month ago. So
that's too cool.
On your website, like, do you?
So it's on our. I don't know if she's doing anything on the website yet,
Facebook.
but definitely Facebook.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram. She's posting everything on all those. So
cool.
Keeping up with that. As we're booking them, she's releasing them. So everybody knows. They're going to be like ticketed events. I'm pretty sure.
Yep.
A couple of them are. Some of those smaller ones, maybe not, but that's what
too cool.
are, so.
You guys do a lot of cool events here. I know I was a part of. It's been a couple years now, but the Datsun thing you do, the little wiener dog race.
Yeah, so
is that still going?
Yep. Yeah. So on our Oktoberfest every year, we do a event called Running of the Wieners.
It's so funny.
Which
I have a shirt. I have a shirt as a wiener dog all the way across it with the Marker 48 logo.
So with that, I mean, we take proceeds
stuff
from that. And that goes back to different charities, you know, dog rescues and stuff like that. So that's kind of but it's so cool. On our Oktoberfest. So it's a busy day, but it always brings in a lot of people. So it's not just the Running of the Wieners. We actually do small dogs, medium dogs, and large dog races. So it's actually a lot of fun.
Oh my gosh.
It's a busy day. It's great.
We have to come. We have to come.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
that's too cool.
So we have trivia on Wednesdays. Oh yeah, sorry. I told you I was going to do that. Trivia on Wednesdays. Thank you for holding my
You're
mic.
welcome.
Karaoke on Thursdays, live bands Friday, Saturday, Sundays, and then we talked a little bit about the liquors that you have here, but you opened a whole other side that opens at 5:00.
Correct.
For your distillery.
Yep. So at 5:00, our distilling bar opens. So they do all craft cocktails. There's
like
no
this.
Yep.
The little ducky. What is this?
I know.
So that's called our Springs. That's a vodka-based drink. And actually, they use our Markerade inside that drink. Let's give it that beautiful blue color.
It makes sense.
So, again, old fashions, different kinds of drinks.
Yeah,
I don't actually know what you got. What'd you get?
I got the jalapeno margarita.
Yep. So a little kick.
Good.
Great. So it's all handcrafted cocktails. There's nothing that is batched or anything like that, pre-batched or anything. Everything's made to your order. So
love it.
Love that.
I love it. I love this whole vibe here. So I appreciate you guys for sure.
Okay.
We'll get some information out to the masses and let them know where you're at and what you're about. Fun spot. If anybody has never been here, it is such a fun spot. Just very warm and welcoming. The vibe, the people, every event I've ever been to here has been phenomenal. You can't see it right now, but I'll definitely share this outdoor space. For those of our realtor partners or business owners, they have a whole room now that you can rent out entirely. So there's a whole party room here.
Nope. So it's actually right in front of us here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's really cool. And it used to be like an old auto body shop, I believe, or an oil change place, right?
Yeah,
Is that what it was?
oil change shop.
Yeah.
Yep.
So they have like the bays underneath where you can see. It's just a cool little spot. So.
And to go in on top of like what you're saying with the event room. So when you actually, if you do the space, this would actually part of that event room.
Oh, this whole
so
strip.
that garage door actually
that's cool.
opens.
So the garage door opens.
So you have a bigger area here.
So you could rent out the whole indoor outdoor
You can rope
space.
it off and section it off, so you guys still have like
Little-
So for events
do an
or
event here.
things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. We'll keep that on the horizon. A little podcast appreciation event.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. Yeah. Cool beans.
Well, awesome.
No, I appreciate you, Sean. This is
problem.
exciting.
Yeah,
Thanks for taking
thank
the
you
time
guys.
with us. I know you got a lot to do.
Thank you.
But we'll spread the word for sure.
Thank you guys.
Thank
yeah,
you,
you're
thank you.
welcome. Should we him all?
That's like a KJ trademark now. Other KJ.
Other KJ.
11 KJ.
11 KJ. Thank you, Shawn.
But yeah, no, definitely we love this. We love this place. But today's topic, we'll kind of start rolling into it. It's near and dear to my heart, as most topics are, because we live and breathe this stuff. But what I want to kind of focus on here is going to be like relationship building. And
Why are we talking about relationship building?
Why?
Why?
Well, because
Because it's a Valentine's Day
happened was-
episode.
yeah, we're pushing this out around Valentine's Day, so why not stay on topic with relationship building? It's huge in business. It's huge. I've had several conversations with real estate agents, even in the last week or so, talking about the power behind a relationship. And what I really want everybody to kind of focus on is relationships aren't just between you and your significant other or whomever you're dating. You need to have a solid relationship with anybody that you do business with, whether that's a client, whether that's a title partner, whether that's a mortgage company. There's so much more power in having a built relationship and understanding the individuals that you're working with versus just picking some place to just do some task. Guarantee you it's not ever going to be the same quality that you're going to get, because when you have the relationship, us, for example, we've built this relationship together. We complement each other so well. This podcast wouldn't exist with just some random person that has good thoughts. I mean, there's other people out there, I'm sure, that have, really good topics and things that they could discuss. But if I don't have a built relationship with them, it's not going to be
Right.
this.
We talk so much.
Yeah.
I mean, most of our conversations are listen to this podcast, listen to this podcast, listen to this podcast. And we just share what podcast has sparked us at that moment, or memes that are hilarious. Like most of our social media conversations is just that.
It's a lot of that.
And then we text about, hey, we've got this client. This is how we can help her together. This is how we can help this team together. And we talk so much, and the relationship that we have is beneficial not only to each other, but to the people that we work with as well. So I think I stole a little bit of what you were saying just there, but I steal it.
Just
Take
give
it
it
away.
back later.
I'll give it later. I'm going to roll with this one. But with the relationship thing, one of the things we talked about on our way up here actually was when you're in a relationship with a person like a spouse or a girlfriend, boyfriend, you get to a place of comfortability where you're able to grow together, where you feel comfortable bringing up the things that are uncomfortable.
The hard stuff.
Yeah. And when you have a real partner like that in your business, whether it's your loan partner, your title partner, your inspection partner, home insurance, whatever, if you get to that point where you're like, I know my relationship is strong enough to withstand me bringing a complaint, bringing a negative feedback, a critical,
a
comment.
moment. Yeah. Just anything that most people are afraid to talk about. If you don't have a relationship, you're not going to know that you can do those things.
Right.
I think that's where a lot of people fail. They go after numbers, they go after like stats, and like, oh, this company has the most this, or they're the best at this, and it's like, cool, but can you build a relationship, right? And to put it in a perspective that I know a lot of us in our industry understand is, let's talk big banks for a second. Do they have the stats and the numbers and the rates? Sure.
Hold on.
But oh yeah, woo, woo, woo. See, this is live. And listen, the microphone thing, I'm going to let you all know right now. We've tried everything. It's a mobile platform. We're going to have platform. We still struggle with that word.
Platform.
We're working on the mic
platform.
situation. We're going to get some noise isolation here shortly, but there's no stationary setup. So it's a little difficult to get perfect audio. So just bear with us as we, work through some of the techie side of things.
Yeah, what we said was we're not a normal in-studio podcast, so we're not going to sound like a normal in-studio podcast.
We're literally outside right now.
We
it's
are
gorgeous.
Outside. So, yes, go ahead.
But yeah, so I mean, like, oh man, I totally squirreled. Where was I even at when that one? The woo 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 came and I was dead over. Dead over is not even a word. I'm just making stuff up at this point.
But also, like, what if that was an emergency where someone was dying and you just
I said they were dead over? Oh, Lord. No, they're okay.
Take it back,
we're praying for them.
Take it back.
I'm going to say game over. No, but like relationships, right? So we'll talk about big banks. That's where I was at. Let's say the guaranteed rates of the world, USAAs and Navy Feds. My military guys. I'm a veteran. Anybody knows me knows that. Everybody's very hyper fixated on USAA everything and Navy Fed everything, right? The issue with that is you can't really build a relationship with those people. It's a call center environment. They work under a bank license. They're not individually licensed people. There's no individual person that's at stake for anything. Right. So you're dealing with a machine. You're dealing with, basically no different than calling Amazon customer service, except they might be a little bit more local. So do their numbers make sense? Cool, yeah. But are you going to be comfortable enough with your transaction, at the intricacies of your transaction, to be able to get this resolved? Are they going to have your well-being in mind and your customers' well-being in mind and understand how to tweak or navigate a difficult task or issue? I mean, I know with title, you deal with it just as much as we do on the mortgage side. Sometimes these are very intricate situations where, one wrong breath of wind and the whole thing's dead, So
it's such an emotional transaction that
right.
people can't oftentimes slow down enough to ask, the important questions. They're just frustrated or think they're getting scammed. Mm-hmm. But also, like you're mentioning, when you're with these big box companies, and I don't know that this is like the overall topic that we're going to be talking about, but just to mention this, because we do talk about this with our clients, when you're working with like a Chase or a Navy Federal, good luck if you have a question after 5 o'clock. Mm-hmm. If you have a question after 5 o'clock, or if it's a weekend and you're going to close on Monday, not happening. Whereas
they're salary individuals. They're hourly actually, most of them. So there's no point for them to be there after hours because they're not getting paid for it.
They're not getting paid for it.
Legally, they actually can't.
Right. And when you call like any of your loan officers on the weekend, or if you call me on the weekend and you have a legal question, a title question, or a loan question for him, we're going to get the answer, and we're going to be able to calm your client down, or you as the homeowner or buyer or seller down, based off the fact that we're able to answer the phone.
And we have a relationship established with that real estate agent and or that customer already. So having that relationship already established, we already know where to tread lightly, where not to tread lightly, what we can or cannot say, what we should or should not be doing in that situation. That doesn't come if you don't build relationship. So that part's really big. And, I think there's so many more facets of relationship building in every aspect of what we do. And I see it all the time. Agents trying to figure out like, what should we do here? Or how do I market to these people? Or how do I get in front of those people or whatever the case may be? First thing I say to most of my agents that I meet with, and actually my last 2 meetings is started this way as well, this week even, before you start diving into focusing on all this new business and new this and new that, new relationships, let's go ahead and, take care of the relationships you've already built first. The last thing you want to do is start chasing new business when you have a lot of referral business just sitting there that maybe forgot about you. It's been a couple years, couple months, maybe they got a new job and you haven't been paying attention to them. Build those relationships back up. There is nothing wrong with just reaching back out to someone that you lost contact with or maybe closed a year ago and saying, hey, I'm just checking in, seeing how things are going. There's so much power in just rekindling those relationships first. And I don't think enough people are taking the time to do that. I've heard so many people come to me, and I know they come to you too, and they're just like, hey, I don't have anything set up to, communicate with past clients, or, I have no system in place for X, Y, Z. It's huge. It's huge.
So one of the things that we were talking about on our way up here, because we oftentimes try to brainstorm right before we come on here, because I mean we do this live. I mean there is no like, oh, do that again. If we say something,
Really don't like to script it or plan it. I want it to be
No.
as real and intense as possible without scripting. You know,
we don't like script.
don't like
Scripting
the- I don't like
for
the
learning a business, but then adding your own spin on it is something different. But we're so comfortable with the what we're bringing to you guys that we don't have to script it, but we do like to let each other know what we're going to say and what plans we have to say.
True.
So one of the things that we were talking about was when you're, and there goes my brain.
See what happens.
Should have taken my medication this morning.
No, it happens.
There it goes.
No, the relationship building in realtors, and we're talking about how they need to rekindle some old
Thank you.
relationships.
There it goes.
See?
So the rekindling part. So one of the like catchphrases that has been very popular buzzwords is like, don't go a mile wide, go a mile
Chasing
deep.
waterfalls. Oh.
Yes. Also, don't chase waterfalls.
Don't chase waterfalls. Stick to the
Stick to the
rivers.
rivers and the lakes
That you're used to.
that you're used to. Put it on a T-shirt. So the
Unless you have a
got
rubber
these-
ducky. You can chase it with that.
He's so cute, and it says "kiss me." Like how
Aw.
cute! It's a Valentine's
cute.
duck.
That's
Get the duck out.
the duckest thing I've ever seen. I like it.
The duckiest thing.
Duckiest.
So, is going to your past clients, even if you can consider a past client someone who has closed with you, or someone that has almost closed with you.
Correct.
We've had a lot of
Correct.
almost, right? So we've gotten some people where we've shown them houses, or maybe they listed their house but it didn't go under contract for whatever reason, and then we've kind of moved on with life. They've kind of moved on with life.
Yeah.
So you've got these people in your database, and when I say database, it doesn't have to be some big fancy thing. Your database could be
No.
your phone.
Literally.
Could be your phone, and you're going through and you're like, oh my gosh, I just sit there for a minute and scroll through. I haven't checked in. Nothing is wrong with checking in with someone, and you can do it without sounding an ounce of being salesy.
Yeah, no, 100%. And, this is something we discussed, and I've had, some of my really good realtor friends, kind of took my advice on this, and using something like video messaging platforms, right? Can you text from your phone? Sure, 100%. But you're always going to run into, I'm a techie nerd, you're always going to run into that issue where if you're texting an Android a video or they're texting you or whatever, it's going to lose the quality. It's going to lose a lot in that video. For now, I'm sure it'll fix one day. They're working on agreements, but for the time being, something simple like a software application. We're going to try to give you guys things to look up. We'll add anything that we talk about in the show notes so you can see what we're referencing. I try to do everything on the cheap because I know we have a lot of overhead with a lot of what we do. But a software platform that Giselle, my coach, introduced me to is Loom. You used to use BombBomb, great platform as well, but Loom is so much more affordable. But something like a video message, maybe you just send a customized video just saying, hey, just checking in on you. Now, I've tested the theory with some of my realtors, and I've had realtors call me crying, like, oh my God, they messaged me back a video and they were crying saying, thank you so much. This is exactly what they needed to hear. They're not selling. They're just genuinely trying to build those relationships with their clients, past clients, even leads. Something as simple as a lead. You send them a video message introducing yourself and who you are, what you're about in 30 seconds or so. You're going to one-up anybody else that's even going to be attempting to get a hold of that customer because now they feel like they're a part of something bigger. Taking the time to do that is huge. And this is the year, I know we've talked about it a lot, for me at least, this is the year of work smarter, not harder. So if you have a giant database, and I've done this personally, so I know it works. If you don't know what the heck to do with it, ChatGPT, I threw in every single contact from Google, from iCloud, from every little source that kind of over the several years amounted to a bunch of different spots that I had everything. And I was like, where the heck are my contacts? And I know we've all dealt with that when we get a new phone. We're like, why are my phone numbers not showing up? And then it's like, well, you got to turn on your Gmail here and your other Gmail. And they're all over the place, right? Work smarter, not harder. Take those files, throw them into ChatGPT and say, hey, I need you to combine these contacts and remove duplicates, etc. Just tell it what you need to do, and it spits it back out. So you're not spending hours trying to do this stuff. As long as you know where it's at.
It'll make an Excel spreadsheet for you, and you do not have to hire someone for data entry. You don't have to spend the time doing it yourself. It's done for you in minutes, and then you could get to work.
Then you can get to work.
Because filling in your Excel spreadsheet is technically not work. That's just something you have to do.
Right.
Working is
Right.
working your business and doing things that actually progress you
Working the
forward.
relationships.
Working the
whatever they are.
Work it, girl.
Yeah. So, I mean, like, when it comes to those things, we have tons of tools, for those of you that are interested in finding ways to do this. One, consolidate all your contacts. If you got to download this giant sheet from, the MLS, you don't know what the heck you're doing, get with us. We'll help you figure it out. But get them all somewhere where you could start, marketing back to those people and talking to those people, rekindle some relationships. I had a real estate agent that I worked with who sat with me last year, and we were talking about how, it's important to stay in front of people and stay visible. And she agreed and started posting after that meeting. And a couple weeks later, got a call from someone that apologized that they forgot about her. She sold them their house. It's a very expensive listing, but like, that's just the power of staying in front of someone. A simple happy birthday, Merry Christmas, goes a long way.
Ooh, one of the things is if you can find out what day their dog has a birthday.
Stop. That's funny. People
It's
do.
a thing. And then you, like, not if you're going to be creepy about it, but if you're a dog person, right? Don't be creepy about it if you're like, I hate dogs. Happy birthday, doggy. But, like, if you're a dog person and you know that they are a dog person and you have their dog birthday in their thing, or maybe they made a post on, because your friend's on social media too, maybe.
Oh, yeah. Do a little creeping. Do a little creeping. Do a little creeping. You don't have to like or subscribe, but do a little creeping.
Oh, their dog, just passed away. God, that'd be awful. But like something to relate, be like, I can't imagine, where you're at. You're not being salesy. You're just.
You care.
You care.
You care.
And sometimes you just think those things in your mind and you're like, that is the worst. Like, my heart breaks for that person. But you don't ever say anything.
Right.
Because you're like, oh, I don't want to come off as sound. No.
Say something.
Say something, because they're gonna be like, okay, yes, you understand my.
Oh my God, that reminds me of that song. Say something, I'm giving up on you. So that's
Ink?
the whole
Is
song
that
about
Ink?
it. No.
No.
Little Big Town or something like that. I don't know. Yeah. It is Big Town or Little
Lady
Big,
Gaga.
something like that. Copyright. I'm just kidding.
I know what song it is.
But no, that's a killer idea. But find what works for you. I bring up some real life examples. Really good friend / realtor of mine, Alina Zimbrand. She works for 54
Hi,
Realty.
Alina.
Love her to death. She's one of my favorite people in the
She
world.
stopped by to say hi to me. I wasn't there, so we can say hi.
Well, we
Hi.
can say hi now. She was talking and she, taught a little class where she was explaining some of the cool things that she does to kind of stay in front of people. And I loved some of her ideas. She'll go through and basically in her trunk have a couple little gift baskets that are curated, nothing crazy. You go to Marshall's, TJ Maxx, whatever, get some nice name brand stuff that's discounted and get a little card. And what she does is, for example, if she's showing a property in my neighborhood in Connerton, I live in Connerton for those that know where that's at. If she's showing property in there to someone and she sold a home in there, she will take the time either before or after showing the property in there and drop off a little gift to their front door just saying, hey, just thinking of you, I'm in the neighborhood. Just wanted to, drop this off and thank you again for, doing business with me. And, if you want to put in some little hit about referral business and how, strongly referral business helps you, or if you're looking to get a review boost and you want some new reviews, drop
Easy.
that with a little present. Say, hey, it would be super huge for me if you left a review on Google.
Little QR code to your review link. Can you send me a review? Loved working with you. Would like to work with more people like you. So if you could leave me a review, I would appreciate it. They're not going to not do that.
Yeah.
If they loved working with you as much as you think they liked working with you, they're going to go, oh yeah, whip out their phone, scan the QR code. You're going to have that referral. And then you just do that as part of your, I love the idea about having stuff in your trunk.
It's amazing. It was such a good idea. And again, it doesn't cost much at all. $10 a basket maybe. And that $10 could get you so much business. Even if it doesn't get you business, it gets you back in front of someone who may have had an incredible, interaction with you that maybe over the last year or so, they just life be lifing. And they might have just forgot, life be lifing.
Tamika.
Tamika
said that. Do you remember?
Yes,
Tamika, if you're listening, we remember. Life be lifing.
It stuck with me since.
It has.
But it's little things like that you could do to help, either build relationships or keep relationships, current. Staying on top of social media, following the people that you've done business with, so you feel like you're a part of their life.
But also welcome them into your life.
Right. You just read my mind. I mean, the flip side of that is,
I do that
you need to, it's valid. you need to have a life, you know, and they need to see your life. If your life on social media is just nothing but business, business, work, 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 not going to do much for you. No one's going to relate to you just work, work, work. They want to see the little personal facets of your life, the things that you're doing, the places you're visiting.
They want to see your life be life. And
yeah, they want to be a part of it. You know, we talked about it in a coaching call this week, the power of, you know, social media and the power of basically inviting people into your spaces, right? There's so much more power now, and I'm guilty. You know, we built out a green screen room that I don't think I'll ever really want to use anymore.
We could repurpose
you know,
it.
Sorry, Rich. You know, but things have changed, and people are no longer, they don't want to see this artificial background situation. They want to be where you're at when you're there, seeing the things that you're seeing. They want to feel like they're a part of something with you. You know, and the people that get it, and they're doing great. The people that don't get it, and they're just like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not inviting them into my life. It's just going to be just listed, just sold, just listed, just sold. What makes you stand out? You know, in a world full of AI, fake people, and fake responses, what makes you stand out among the rest? And that is the person and the relationship that you're able to build. And AI, ChatGPT, they will never build a relationship for me. It will just never happen.
I was with a realtor yesterday. I'm going to just interrupt you real quick. She said, I love the idea of doing like direct mailers because she's going to be geo-targeting or farming a specific area. And I have a program that I hooked her up with that allows you to do that, get lists of names and addresses and things like that. And she's like, but I don't want to be just that other postcard in the mail. Like, what can I do to stand out? Exactly like you should be on social media. She wants to stand out. And one of the ideas I gave her, and I'm going to share it with you too, because most of the time, if you give an idea, only 10% of the people are going to do it?
Yeah, you know, I got that from GoGo. She's like, listen, I teach these classes, and the reason I do it for free is because 90% of you won't take or do anything with what I teach you.
You won't do anything with it.
The 10% that do is probably the 10% she wants to work for her, you know?
Right.
And it makes complete sense.
And out of that 10%, probably 1% of that is going to actually do it well, right?
Correct.
So the idea was when you're sending out these mailers, have a QR code that goes to either your Instagram, your TikTok, or your YouTube channel. And if you don't have those built up yet, do that first. And then have a QR code that says, hey, watch me on YouTube, follow me on Instagram. And then they can scan that. They get to see a whole version of you that they cannot pick up from a postcard. A postcard, they're either going to toss it in the mail or whatever, but if they're an Instagram fan, or if they're a YouTube fan, or any way want to be someone who just spies on other people.
Harriet the Spy.
Harriet the Spy. If they want to be Harriet and spy on you, then they can scan that little QR code, and you have now opened up a whole nother side of yourself that they would have never probably have looked at, because they're not going to spend time Googling you or looking you up. So that was the idea that I had, and I think that's a great idea for people that are going to be doing any type of direct mailer marketing. And if that's not something you're into yet, there's a whole wide world out there waiting for you. And I know I something I help realtors do. You do it a little bit differently through like list reports and HomeBot and things like that, but it's the same concept.
Same concept.
Being stand out, right? But also allowing them to relate with you, and then you can build that relationship.
100%.
After that point.
100%. And, you know, like it's a completely different topic when it comes to mailers, you know, but one thing think outside the box is really what I'm going to get at with that. Had a conversation with a couple realtors last week, actually, about mailers. And, you know, it's so weird because some things I don't understand. And I'll just be blunt with this one. When someone sits next to me and they're talking about efforts that they're making and things that they're going to do and mailers they're going to send out, and then the next word that comes out of their mouth after saying they're going to send mailers is, I know nobody ever looks at them. Why are we doing it? What is the point of wasting your money? I don't understand wholeheartedly. It irritates me. You can tell it irritates me. I'm like, then why are you, if you know it never makes it past the trash can, what are we doing? Well, just in case it does, do something that makes it past the trash can. And what I mean by that is, think about your area that you're marketing to. If you're marketing St. Petersburg, Florida, cool. We're not really worried about what just sold next door because there's 5 million trillion houses and condos and things that sell every second in St. Pete, right? We want something to last. Maybe you give them a schedule to the Rowdies games, a schedule to the Tropicana Field games, maybe games. A different schedule to maybe whatever the county is. You do the school schedule. I can tell you personally, there's a realtor that has been sitting on my kitchen counter for over a year because her mailer was the Pasco County School calendar.
And it's helpful.
And it's helpful. It is a piece of paper that I can actually look at. Now, in my situation, a little different. I work with hundreds of realtors, so I don't need a real estate agent, but I can only imagine for a normal consumer that doesn't have those types of connections, the power of you just being on their darn kitchen counter every single morning or every time they want to plan a vacation. Or I'm looking at it anytime I want to plan something fun. Right?
Like,
So
how
it's
does this work
always
with
in
the
good
kids?
spirits that I'm looking at this realtor's paper. Be that person. Think, work smarter, not harder. Don't spend your money on things that you know aren't going to work. Spend your money on stuff that makes sense.
Or don't do it the same as it's always been done. We are living in a new age. We're living in a new universe. I mean, really, with AI and all of that, and the way that social media has taken over a lot of our lives. And a lot of you fight that social media. I don't want to use that. I don't want to use AI. I'm talking to you, Gina. I don't want to use AI.
I'm talking to you.
She's like, I want to be personable. I want to be relatable. I want it to come from my own brain. And she fights really hard against it. And I'm like, look, she's such a good push. She's probably the coolest person I know.
Gina be selling.
Gina be selling.
Gina be selling.
That's her Instagram handle. If you
Gina
want to
be
find her,
selling.
she's one of the coolest people
We'll
I
have
know.
to have her on here.
Her
I'm dying to have her on
story,
here.
she told me her whole story yesterday. Girl.
Girl. Listen.
She's got
What's
a
the
story. She's got a story, and I cannot wait to have her on. And she
Me
agreed
too.
to come on and talk about it. But she has a story. But she was like, I'm just so afraid of being, the chat GPT. It sounds so weird. And I'm like, well, there's a lot of ways around that. There's ways to
100%.
train it. There's ways to use it so that you're not spitting out just chat GPT words. You are using it to organize your database. You're
100%.
using it to clean up the things that you
Excel
already had done.
spreadsheets. I had to go through 9,000 leads it went through the other day and cleaned up the entire Excel spreadsheet for me to import into our new CRM system. There's so much power in it. If you do not know how to use it, get with me and I will teach you the real ways to use it. We're not like fans of this prompt. You have to memorize all these prompts. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for all these prompts and pulling up pamphlets when they got to use a system. We're going to tell you how to use it real world while you're on the go, while you're stuck at a red light, whatever, because that's when we need to work. That's when we need to optimize our time. We don't need to sit in front of a computer screen with a whole PDF guide on how to do this. We don't have time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nobody got time for that.
But really the gist
back
of
to my
this,
notes.
she's got a lot of notes because we
I always
talked
have
a
notes.
lot about this. Relationships, build them everywhere that you can. I want you to feel so comfortable with the people that you work with and the customers that you're, doing business with that you can talk about the real life things. You can tell them real life situations like, hey man, I don't think this is a good idea because of X, Y, Z. One thing that I hear realtors say all the time, to us, and it does irritate me, and I don't ever want anybody to feel this way, but when someone tells me, oh, I didn't want to reach out to you because I know you're always busy. Hard no. I'm going to X that right now. I need to work better on the relationship then if that's the case, because I need you to know that you can reach out to me at any point in time in the day. Now, will I always be right there and responsive? No, because I have people in front of me, XYZ, always something going on, right? But I don't need you to ever have that emotion or say it out loud that I didn't want to bother you with that question because it's a dumb question, or I know you're so busy, you don't have time to answer my stupid questions. No, that's exactly what we have time for, and that's what a relationship is all about. Answering the stupid questions, having the hard conversations, being able to call out your loan partner, your title company, and say, what the hell are you even doing?
Please do
what
it.
happened here? You know what I mean? And I think that's something we really do a good job with. At Fairway, it's something that I love. We're very different in that aspect. Everybody that works for us, we're big relationship builders. I mean, we go out and have fun with our people. We actually care about them. It's not about the dollar signs. Yeah, does that come at the end? Sure. But it's not about the dollar signs. If it's something we're not good at, and we're like, just, hey, there's someone better for this product or for this loan, we're going to let you know that, because we're not going to put you through hell just to get a paycheck. That's not how this works, because at the end of the day, a real relationship is going to tell you the hard, the dirty, the nasty, whatever it may be, you're going to hear it. And I need you to feel comfortable enough with everyone that you're doing business with to do that.
Yeah.
And I think it's huge, and there's so much more.
Where did you say that?
Even outside of the mortgage world, businesses, build relationships with small businesses. You know, that's what I love about our podcast is we get to build these relationships with these breweries all over Florida.
They're so cool.
You know, and everybody's so loving and inviting, and it is a relationship. It's not just a brewery we're going to. I mean, these are people that I see and I love and I've hugged, and, you know, we've talked about life. It's just not the same if it's not. If you're just going to some cool spot, popping in, popping out, you can't build that relationship. Who knows? You know, I've had realtors that have built relationships with small businesses, and now they host all their events there, or they, you know, they get free stuff to give away to their clients at closing. There's just so many facets of it, and I don't think people are doing a, you know, great enough job of staying engaged with current and past clients, you know.
Current, past, and almost clients.
And almost clients. Leads even. Build relationships with your leads.
Right.
You know, you got to start flipping things on its ass, for lack of a better word. I might have to put the explicit thing on this thing now.
Oh,
it's gonna flag it for explicit content.
Are there
here
no
for it.
words and
I don't know. I didn't look it up.
I don't know. We'll have to figure
But
that out.
I don't know if ass is or not.
Join us on our
I do know I submitted a review to Burger King, and I said it was a shit show, and the AI responded and said, "We're sorry, we're closing your request due to profanity." So I didn't even get anywhere.
You can't be so emotional. You have to keep it down.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
one of the things that we thought of on the way up here, there was two that I think tie into what you were saying. And one of them is don't fall off, follow up after a transaction.
Correct.
And when we use the word transaction, it doesn't always have to mean the closing table. The transaction could have been, I gave you a CMA. I gave you a loan estimate. I gave you, you know, whatever it is in your industry. It may not be the actual whole deal. It may be something. It's a transaction. You gave them something.
You gave them something.
So follow up. Do not fall off. And it does not have to be a, hey, I sent you this thing. When are you ready to go look at houses? I sent you
That's
this.
salesy.
No.
Nope.
It could be, I sent you this thing. Do you have any questions for me? Is there anything that I need to clarify? And if it is after a transaction, how was the move? How, you know, are you enjoying the new neighborhood? Do you need any contractors for anything? An electrician, a plumber?
Oh my goodness, huge. Just offering suggestions like that, man.
Because you know all those people probably. Or if you
Yep.
don't, someone that you know knows, and you can be the connector between the person that just spent, you know, gave you a pretty good paycheck, right? And then they don't hear from you again, they're probably not going to use you again. But if you're following up, especially during COVID, a lot of people were doing this. They were just doing wellness checks.
Hi.
Oh,
Hi.
How you doing? Right through the side in between the auto shop over there. Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
see, just help people.
Just help. Just be there for people.
They're going to be our biggest fans. I'm sure of it.
Yeah.
They're going to
We're
be
gonna
like,
have a
what
whole
is
show here soon. I like it.
just the show here on
Everybody
this
sit
couch?
and watch us. Relationships just don't overthink it either. You know, I think people put too much thought into it. The power of just, hey, how are you?
How are you?
How have you been since you moved in? Like, you know, we all know inspections only go so far in homes. Things are going to break and fall apart after the inspection. They're going to be all upset, right? But you could be that realtor that's like, oh, I'm not going to reach out because I don't want them to be like, oh, God, everything broke last week, right?
And they're going to be so mad at me.
They're so mad at me. Just be proactive, you know? Any good realtor typically lets them know things might happen afterwards, you know what I mean? Like, just follow up with them. Let them know you're there as a resource, whatever they may possibly need. I think there's a lot of, I don't know how to even put this into words, you know, but when it comes to just building people up, don't be so like into your business that's what you're going at it with.
Right.
I want you to be into the human being, you know, because if you're into the human being behind your transaction, they're going to be into the human being behind the real estate agent.
Behind that transaction.
Behind that transaction, yeah. So, you know, I just, for those of you that are listening, you're like, oh my God, this is so much work. I got to pull all my lists together and do it. It's not all that. And I guarantee you, taking a couple hours to do this before things start to take a turn, and, you know, we'll get busy this year. I'm manifesting that it's going to get busy for all of us. This is something I think all of you should have accomplished by the end of the first quarter, is your past client database set up. even if it's something as simple as an auto drip campaign like HomeBot, just to let them know HomeBot is something that we use. We give it out to our realtors for free, you know, and it's a post-sale drip campaign that just talks to them about what they already liked, their home, what they purchased,
What it's doing
not
in the market.
Yeah, it's not selling to them. It's not doing anything other than, hey, here's the house you purchased, and here's where your value's at now. Here's where rates have gone. If you're looking to refinance, if you're looking to buy another home and investment, it gives them this beautifully constructed thing just for them to go through.
And
When
it's
you look
valuable information.
it's
for them.
extremely valuable. So when you look at Marshall Smith, he's our branch manager.
Hi, Marshall.
He has HomeBot set up, and you know, through our system, it's automated, which is beautiful. Fairway has a lot of cool tech, so it's automated. Any closing that he has, it will automatically put them into that campaign 30 days post close, and only sends one email every month. He has an open rate of almost 90%
Oh, dang.
on those emails, and
That's unheard of.
there's over 260 people, I think, in there right now with an open rate of almost 90. It's like 88%. And of the 88% that open those emails, over 76% are taking some sort of action with the email, i.e. like looking up their value or comparing the market. They're doing something other than just opening the email. So that's how much these people everybody's really into what they bought and what they purchased. You know, and the same thing goes for leads. I really want to stress this is, if you guys are realtors that work lead systems, you're on a lead program, you're paying for leads personally, right? Again, I know that they submitted the lead request and they filled out all those forms, but the reality is they don't want to be contacted. We do the same damn thing. I just
Right.
did it because, you know, I'm trying to get Pete a new car. You know, so I knew by hitting submit on all these dealerships, I'm gonna get blown up. I'm like, I don't want to talk
You
to
knew
them,
it, and
but
you
I
did
did
it
it anyway.
anyway.
You know, and I still haven't answered the phone call for them. You know, so I'm looking at it from a personal perspective. These people are gonna submit these lead requests and not actually want to talk to you, right? Give them a reason to want to talk to you. You know, send them a personalized video. Hey, John, just you know, I just got your lead request, and
they know you're
you
not
can
a
use
robot.
software like Loom. You know, hey, I just got your lead request. I'm the real estate agent here that's going to be working this for you. You know, and I'm here to help. Tell me why. You know, here's something I use all the time. Tell me why that's the home. If you get a lead request that has an actual address to a property, they didn't just randomly select this property and say, eeny, meeny, miny, mo. There is a reason they picked that property. Stop selling to people. Start playing to the emotions.
Get
the whole title
curious.
of this show we came up with the help of Chad, GPT. You know, again, work smarter, not harder. I don't ever let it come up with ideas for me, ever. I tell it what I want it to do, and it basically flips it around and makes it better, right? So the title for this is going to be Heartstrings and Handshakes. And there's so much power in tugging on the heartstrings and getting out there and having those handshake moments with people. We were
I trust
talking about
you,
the
you
environment.
trust me. We're doing this together. That's what a handshake means.
That's it.
And then
So much power in a handshake. You don't have to spit. We're not doing all that.
yeah, that's a little gross.
No, that's a little,
Let's
you
not
know,
do
but
that.
a strong handshake
Maybe
is
like
a real
a cheers
thing.
and then a handshake.
Yeah.
But hold on,
Oh,
we got an
Another
emergency.
emergency. Another emergency.
Stand by for local emergency.
There's a lot going on out here.
Well, that's what you get when you're in a live location and you're outside. And you know what? I
Not
love
mad
it.
at I do love it.
I love it.
whole vibe.
It's completely different. We, like I said earlier, listen to a ton of podcasts. We get a lot of our ideas, not about content, but also just about the styles of podcasts. And if you're someone that has one or is looking to get into one, you're going to do the same thing. Oh, I just probably made a loud noise on my mic because I touched it. Sorry.
It's all good. He'll be all right.
He'll be okay. My little friend. But
What do you call it, a dead cat?
yeah.
Reminds me of Don King. Don King's hair, you know? That's what I see. Look, it's like Don King. It is. Look at it. Or like Macy Gray or like Mary J. Blige. I don't know.
Yeah,
Wanda
if
Sykes.
we're gonna put these people in the category of dead cats, I don't think they'll enjoy that.
I don't know. You just keep talking to the girls there.
Well, that's where it is. So there was two sayings. One Melvin came up with, and one I came up with. What was the one? I'm pretty sure you like combined a couple of podcasters' phrases, but it
Which
was
one?
like the dead squirrels, but then also the stop editing your current actions based on a hypothetical.
Oh yeah, that was from Tyler and
Glittering Gay.
Glenda Baker.
Tyler
Not Brenda, Glenda.
and Glenda
Glenda with a G.
with a G.
Yeah, I thought that was huge when he said that, because I think, you know, even in our first couple episodes, we talked about it, and, you know, there was moments where we were kind of toning ourselves down for the
Right.
episode, and now it's a hurricane.
Right, now it's just
The fans
Hurricane
are
force
the
winds.
umbrellas are going. Y'all, if you're watching this on YouTube, you're gonna get a whole
Whole
experience.
show.
You know, but like you said, don't change your current actions. Now we got that. Just the whole. Listen, this is great. I'm here for this. Don't change your current actions on hypothetical future, is what he said. And I love that idea because we were toning ourselves down in some of our personality the first couple episodes already, and we sat down and talked about it. Like, why? Look at that. We even said the same thing at the same time.
With
It's
the same
creepy.
inflection.
Yeah,
It's the thing.
Why? If you don't like it, you don't like it, you know? But this is what makes us us. And I think all of you should go into your businesses with that mindset. Like, what makes you you? What makes you unique is what's going to attract people to your business.
Ooh, put the you in unique.
Put the you in unique. And I took a picture of this yesterday, and I almost posted it, and then I didn't. We have a bunch. You know, my husband loves Ray Dunn. Like, everything is labeled in our house. Like, everything is labeled.
Oh, like the white ceramic with the words on it?
Yes.
That's what that is?
Everything is labeled. You know,
funny.
so we have this thing in our bathroom. You know, it's a little like tissue holder thing, and it says beautiful. But the way it's spelled is BE.YOU to full, right?
Oh.
So beautiful.
Beautiful.
And I kept thinking about it. You really, even though it's spelled differently there, I understand that, so let's not get technical. But beautiful doesn't exist without being you.
Oh.
And that, if you want beautiful content, if you want beautiful relationships, if you want beautiful business models, beautiful anything, you have to be you in everything that you do. And I think there's too many people trying to play this chameleon role because they want a nice paycheck, right? I don't think that's the way to go. I don't feel that's going to ever yield in solid business for you, because at the end of the day, you know, you're going to basically attract like-minded people by being yourself, and those relationships are going to flourish so much stronger than anything else. You know, taking a personal aspect, and I don't even know if we talked about this, you know, but I spent the first, 22 years of my life pretending to be somebody that I wasn't, right? Knowing what I felt and what I thought. And when I tell you, when I finally let go and I let people in, one, everybody was like, yeah, we knew. Two, the relationships that flourished as a result of me finally just being me and being myself, friendships that I thought were amazing were like astronomically amazing all of a sudden, you know, because now they're no longer holding back with what they want to say or what they want to do or how they want to act, because now they know that you're comfortable and it's a safe space. So now it just changed the dynamic of every relationship that I've ever had, you know, and just like when that happened with me, you're going to deter some people. There's going to be some people that aren't, you know, comfortable with your lifestyle or what you're into, right? But
And this could be politics, religion,
Anything.
lifestyle, your hair color, your choice of
Anything.
tattoos. Or
yeah, hair
not.
color tattoos. I mean, my really good realtor friend, she just did a whole thing about her pink hair and being a realtor with pink hair and tattoos, and how everybody told her she wasn't going to make it. And she's doing great just by being herself. And she's actually attracted more business being herself than trying to pretend to be this perfectly curated person on Instagram. You know what I mean?
It's almost like we know what we're talking about.
You're gonna scare some people away by being you, but the business and the people you're gonna attract is gonna be tenfold, you know. And I just don't. I want you to put a lot of emphasis on your relationship building, your relationship maintaining. There's another word I was looking for. I don't know what it was, but what do they call it when you're doing a I don't know.
It's gone.
But yeah, I mean, just in everything that you do, make it a conscious effort to keep what you've already worked for, you know,
Right, you've
alive.
already
You've already
done
done the
so much.
freaking work, man. You've already closed the deal. You've already made the relationship. You already went through. Some of you guys spend 6 months, a year with some clients before they
Ooh,
close. You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like,
And then you're like,
by
bye.
then, you should know everything about them, when their kids were born, like what's on the horizon for them, their job. Like, capitalize on those things. You know, follow them on social media. Don't just be that lurker that's just like, oh, look at them, they're doing so great. Comment, say something about it.
Congratulate them when when it applies, and reach out to them every once in a while. And it could just be not necessarily like, okay, I'm going to comment on everybody's birthday today. Okay, that could be a thing that you do, but you could also just time block your calendar so that every Tuesday at 2:00, you sit down and you go through your social media, your
Even if
last
it's just a set amount of people, like, hey, every day I want to hit 10 people I haven't talked to.
right. And then that's the time that you reach out to them. It does not have to be salesy. Hey, just wanted to let you know I was thinking about you. If you ever need anything real estate related, whether that's contractors or if you're looking to refi, let me know. I'm here for you. And you don't even have to be that salesy about it. You can just say, hey, how are you? I saw this happen to you, or
Right.
whatever. People reach out to me personally about, I was in the hospital last week, and if I ever needed to do business with someone about a certain whatever industry that they're in, the person that reached out to me when I was in the hospital and asked me how I was doing, asked if I needed anything. If I ever need someone in that industry that they're in, guess who I'm going to call?
Yep. Just because they
gonna call
took
that
the time. They took the time and they had a heart.
Right.
For those of you that are wondering, hopefully your brain's a little clicking and you're thinking, damn, I really haven't really followed up with my past client.
Yeah, whoops.
It's never too late. I'll tell you that. A lot of people are going to think, oh, it's too late. It's already been 2 years, 3 years, whatever.
Doesn't matter.
You never know. You might send them a message, and I wholeheartedly feel like this is just personal preference. I think text messaging, phone calls is going to be a lot more beneficial than an email. We all know. I think I have 27,000 unread spam emails right now, so they get lost in translation.
Send them
If you're
anyway,
looking
but
for-
don't count on them.
Yeah, don't count on them. If you're looking for ways to do that, there's an app that you guys can look up. I'll tag it in the show notes called Reach. It's like $7 a month or $8 a month or something like that. But essentially, it's a messaging platform. I'll condense it. The Cliff Notes version is basically if you have 45 people in your past client group in there, you just add all the phone numbers to that group. And when you go to send the message, as long as your names are correct, this is where databases are important. If you're one of those people that nicknames everybody like, this is Susan Red Car and, John Motorcycle and
Bob from the bar.
Bob from the bar. Yeah, you're going to want to clean that up, because you don't want it to address it as Bob from the bar. Hi, how are you doing? Bob from the bar. But what this app does is, it'll open up, it's a little time consuming in the sense of like you have to send each message individually. But what I'm getting at is you have 50 people in there, 50 past clients. You curate a message that says, hey, just checking in on you. Just want to see how the new year's going for you. Is there anything I could do to help you? Right. What this app is going to do is if there's 50 people in there, it's going to individually open up a text message one at a time, change the name, and address them by name from your phone number, from your text messaging separately. So it's not this giant group message thing where everybody's like, who's this? Who's that? Remove me. Why am I in this group?
Right.
It's individually texting them from your real phone number, just like you just texted them, but it replaces the name for each message so you don't have to do it one by
Makes
one
it go
by one.
fast.
Now, there's also software, that I trained on a little bit. I'm getting more involved with it. That for those of you that want to do that via video message, which I highly recommend, the more video you could do, the better. Face, voice, personality on everything. There's apps that'll actually use AI to replace the name. So you record one video that's 30 seconds long, and then it will replace the name via AI just at that part of the video. So if it's John, the AI will go John, and move your mouth to say John with your
Creepy.
voice, so you don't have to reinvent the wheel and do 55 separate videos. So there's ways to work smarter, not harder in this new year.
But if you're not ready for that, just start.
Just start. Just do something.
Just start
You
with
know?
10 people and make the 10 videos. If it's a 30-second video and you're
That's
doing
it.
it for 10 people, it's going to... I don't do math in public.
Math, yeah, I don't do math.
Mathin' is not in my thing. Not in my thing. But whatever that is, it's very small and minimal compared to the rest of your day. And that could be what you spend your time reaching out to. And the power that has is worth more than any lead generation that you could possibly come up with or whatever.
100%.
I mean, those are all cold people. These are someone that you've actually worked with. And if you had a great transaction with them, they're going to want to hear from you. And, make sure that that's a 5-star experience, not just through the transaction, but at the closing
Man, what is
table,
the thing
day
that's
after,
sad? Cold.
week after, 2 weeks after, when it comes time for homestead exemptions, when it comes time
Yes, little stuff like that. It's huge.
for any of that. Just stay in touch with them and let them know that you're there for them and that you're still in the industry. Because sometimes they're like, oh, I haven't heard from my realtor. She must not be a real estate agent anymore. No,
Yeah.
You're just too busy working on cold leads to come back and nurture those past leads, those past clients.
Cold leads. So this is and I was looking it up to see if I wrote it down, but I remember off the top of my head, kind of vividly, but not really. I hope I say this right. But I heard someone say one time, cold leads are still warm bodies. Cold leads are still warm bodies. There's still a warm body behind the cold lead.
Better than a warm lead. That's a cold body.
Yeah, you don't want a cold body. No.
So morbid on our Valentine's Day.
Yeah, that's all you. This is you. The lady in red.
I don't know what's going on.
No,
Probably
but
because I almost died last week.
I was rough. Yeah, we handled it. We
Thank
handled
you.
it. You know, last week was mega marketing. We did this big mega marketing event that she got me involved with, and you know,
I dragged him into it, and then I didn't show up.
She didn't show up, which was fine. I ended up teaching her class for her, so I did 2 classes that day. You know, and again, the Heartstrings and Handshakes. You know, just being present. You know, one of my LOs, I said, you know what, I need you to show up. Just come take some classes, hang out. You know, he made 5 solid business relationships that day, just from showing up and shaking some hands and having real conversations. You know, if you came to our table, if you went to the event, I wasn't selling a damn thing.
Right.
I wasn't even talking about mortgages, you know, because it's not how I roll. You know what I mean? Like, everybody knows what the mortgages do. They know how, you know, our real estate partners know why a mortgage is important. You know what I mean? So why waste my breath teaching them something they already know? If they have questions, great, I'll answer the questions. But I'm there to build relationships and just to show them that, you know, we are different. I am different. You know, I actually care about people, you know, so much that I withdrew myself from doing loans full time to help people, because that's what I love. It's the whole reason I joined the military. You know, I got bored with what I was doing in corporate America and said I need to do something bigger than me. And, you know, I spent almost 9 years in the military as a result, and it felt good to feel like you were doing something, you know. And if you guys go into your business with that mindset, like you're doing, you know what they have here, and I got to take a picture of it. On the front door, it says "Brew good, do good."
Ooh, I like it.
You know, brew good, do good. You know,
Maybe
if you do good,
we could borrow that saying at the end of ours.
I heard
Maybe
that.
they'd let us borrow it.
Probably brew good, do good.
We'll ask.
You know, but like if you do the right thing, everything else falls into place. You know, will you lose a couple deals by being honest? And sure, 100%. But will you gain someone else's business as a result? Absolutely. Build the relationship, build the rapport with these people, any facet of your business. Build a rapport with, if you guys are working condos, I have an agent I met with yesterday who wants to work specific condo high rises in St. Pete. Start building relationships with those people, you know.
With the doorman.
With the doorman, with people, bring them, you know, coffee, bring them some donuts or something. Build relationships with them, so that way when that day comes, you know, and you get the opportunity, you can just be like, hey, can I be in here for a day and do this? Or can I go tour
Mark.
one of those houses and do a video recording of it for social media? You know, like, build the relationships, you know, because I don't think a lot of people are taking the time to do that. They're just kind of showing up like, I need this. And I want this. And it's like, who are you even?
I'm
like, where'd you
sorry.
come from? And listen, Linda. No.
Hey, Linda.
Linda, listen.
There was something you said I really wanted, because it was so good I wrote it down. I even wrote in my notes, go Melvin.
Well, which one?
Remember? Because we said treat
Oh.
your relationship like you would with your spouse, and we were saying, like, when you're in relationship with like your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend, you start off and you don't really feel comfortable expressing, you know, any of the bad things of your relationship. It's all lovey-dovey, whatever. But then when shit hits the fan, you have to be able to feel comfortable enough with your partner.
You do.
To be able to work through that problem. So when you're building relationships as a realtor with your vendor partners, but also with your client, you want them to feel comfortable enough to bring something to you, and it's not going to destroy your relationship.
Correct. You're not going to be like all, you know, for lack of a better word, you're not going to be butthurt that they brought up an issue.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's where a lot of people fail in our industry.
So he says, and I loved it so much, we're going to put it on a t-shirt. When we get to the point where t-shirts make sense for us to make, it's going on a t-shirt. And he says, don't revolt. Wait, why doesn't it sound right this time?
Resolute.
Don't revolt, resolute. So don't get all up in arms.
No.
And be in relationship with someone, with your vendor partners who you know will also not go up in arms against you when you bring something to them. When, like yesterday, I had a conversation with a client of mine, an agent, and her clients were very high maintenance clients, and you all know the type, right?
Yes.
So her client said everything went well, except there was like this bad part of the transaction, right? And it was having to do with the title company. And I said, tell me more. Tell me more about what happened.
Tell me more.
What happened? And I'm not going, oh, well, that's impossible. We are perfect. No. Tell me more. What happened? I want to know everything.
Oh, yeah.
The good, bad, the ugly. Give me everything. I want to go talk to my team about this.
Constructive criticism.
Right. And what we eventually came to the bottom of was that these people just had expectations that don't fit in the real estate world.
There's that. Yep. A lot of
So
that.
that's what we eventually came around to. But if I had just told her right off the bat, like, oh, that's not us, we didn't do that, she would have, one, been offended that I didn't take her concern seriously. She would have known that there was nothing else that she could bring up to me because I would just dismiss it. But because I didn't do those things, she knows that she can come to me with any issue, with any problem, and I'm going to say, tell me more. I'm going to come from curiosity. Tell me more. What happened?
Yeah.
Let me get to the bottom of this, and let's work together to find a resolution. And that's where you want your partners to be. It's never going to be perfect.
1,000%. And this is something I dealt with in corporate America. I've cumulative probably over 12 years in corporate America working for, companies like Capital One, USAA, Coca-Cola. I lived and breathed it so much, it drove me bonkers. The amount of people that would do that little break room water machine talk about, I hate this and I hate that and I can't stand this, but they never bring it to the powers that be. They
Right.
just sit there and talk about it. You can't fix what you don't know is broken.
Right.
So if you don't have a business partner that you can talk to that way, that's an issue in my opinion.
Yeah.
This should never be taken to heart like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you said that about me. If someone ever does that, then they already think that they're perfect and they're not someone I would want to do business with. I am constantly learning. I'm constantly taking constructive criticism. You can only grow by taking what people tell you and making it better. And I think that goes for our podcast too. If you're listening, you're like, y'all ramble too damn much. We need to know. You know what I mean? Because sometimes we do. We have those moments where we just get into it and, we'll say the same word 1,000 times. And there's nothing wrong with saying, y'all, that was too much. That's too long. That's too short. It's too much. We need to know. Everybody needs to know where to improve.
We're okay
and
with knowing.
And
what
it's
you
not,
feel.
you're not saying that we're horrible at what we do or anything like that. You're just saying, hey, here's a way you could do this better. You know what I mean? And I think a lot of us need to take that into every relationship that we have and take that constructive criticism and say, you know what, you're right, I could do better. Instead of getting up in arms like, well, I did email you 17 times about that, maybe email's not their method of communication.
Right, not
maybe
their
you
love
need to take a
language.
freaking step back and say, all right, so since the emails aren't working, like how do you prefer to work, We do this with our processors, and we're trying to get way even better at it, just understanding our processors take the time to understand how each LO works, so that way they can tailor the experience to each person. I'm going to do things a bit differently than, say, Marshall's going to do things, and Rich is going to do things, and if you don't have a built-up relationship, that's not something that'll ever happen. You just get that cookie-cutter response on everything, and you hope the little triangle fits in the square, but if you, it just, oh my gosh, I can go for days on this. I'm just going to cut myself off, but
You're cut off.
Just do the damn thing, just build it up and find your people for every aspect of what you do, and it'll change the game, I think,
Right.
for you wholeheartedly, and I know we'll probably start wrapping it up here soon.
Well, we need to talk about our giveaways for
but-
today.
Yes, we do have giveaways.
So we are announcing how to enter the giveaway on Instagram. So if
We
you
are.
are watching this or listening to this, you need to follow us on RE_brew on Instagram. And there you will find the instructions for how to enter the giveaways for each individual brewery that we're at. So at Levin, we had a nice little hat and we had
A gift card.
A gift card.
Yep.
We have the same thing today. We have a red and black. I picked the red one.
Of course you
He let
did.
me pick it out, so I picked red.
Of course you did.
So then we have another $40 gift card. So go to Instagram, follow us, and follow the directions on how to. You'll see the thumbnail down there. It'll say giveaway.
Yep.
That's the post that you want to go to for each individual one. We have not done the giveaway for Levin Brewery. We are going to do that this weekend.
Yep.
So look for that. But by the time you hear this, it'll have already happened. So
Yeah. It'll be
because
fine.
it's this weekend in real time, but you won't hear this till Monday.
Monday, yeah, we're gonna try to release this on Monday, which is the 12th, I believe.
Right.
Right
So for
before
this one-
Valentine's Day, yeah.
Yeah, follow the instructions for this one because at that point, Levin will be
Yep.
given away already. But
So I think what I may personally, I'll end and leave you with this on my end, and I'll let her, do her thing. what I want you guys to do, if you take away anything from this, the first thing I think you should do is take care of your past client database. You know, wherever you have all that stuff stored, download it somewhere. Even if that's all you do, you just download it somewhere. Or just know where it's at. I don't care. Start there. And then if you are like, what the hell now? Reach out to me, reach out to Carrie. Let's figure it out together. Let's meet, let's grab lunch, let's do something. You know, but I don't want you to let that go to waste. You've already built those connections up and you built those relationships before you start trying to go out there and capture a bunch of new people. I think it's very, very important to rekindle the fire between some past relationships that you have, especially as the market takes a shift, rates start to drop. You know, you're going to have people that are jumping off the fence quite a bit. You know, so get back in front of them before it's too late, before they find someone else, you know. Like I say it all the time, everybody's mom, dad, sister, and cousin became realtors probably since they did their transaction with you.
Right.
So they feel obligated to use somebody in their family now that has no idea what they're doing, right? That's only because they probably forgot about you. Don't let them forget, you know, get back in front of them and start there, you know, start small. If you don't want to do the whole database, you're like, that's like hundreds of people. No problem. Maybe you set up a quick email campaign and just hit them all up via email, and then 10 contacts a day. You schedule some time, make 10 phone calls a day just to reach back out to them for no other reason, just, hey, just checking in on you.
Just to check in.
That's it, you know, and play to their emotions, let them word vomit, whatever they want to tell you about what went down, and, you know, pivot. That would be what I would ask you guys to do, and I'd love to hear if you guys start sending videos and doing those things. Please shoot us a DM, leave some comments on our videos, let us know that it's working for you, let us know that you've tried something new and how it worked out. But there's a lot of power in that. So start there. And with anything we try to teach you guys, baby steps. Don't try to do it all at once, because then you'll do nothing. Do what you can for the time being with what you have. And then we'll pivot from there. Once you get that under your belt, then all right, cool. Now we jump into some new stuff.
Well, so I think it was GoGo that had on her Instagram, she said, everyone thinks, you know, growing 1% better a day. They're like, okay, I only did this one little thing better today. I did this growing a little bit every day. Some people say, well, that's not enough. I need to just go from 0 to 60 in, you know, 0.2 seconds.
Most people fail.
And they fail. But like over a year's time, if you're getting 1% better every day, over a year's time, again, math,
yeah.
I'm not going to do it, but you can see the big picture here.
There's 365 days in a year.
Is that a percent? Like, I don't know how to...
365%?
That made no sense to me, so that's why I didn't say it.
It's a lot of percent, y'all.
I don't know math, but I know marketing, I know consumers, I know customers, I know branding, but math...
Yeah.
Talk to my sister. But one of the things that we also said, and he said, I want you to do something. I know, duck that little dude. And he said, we want to leave with a call to action. And he said, like, either find out where your database is, organize it, or whatever. And I'm going to push it one step further. And I'm going to say my call to action, or our call to action off of this podcast today, is before you listen to the next episode, I want you to send 3 follow-up videos, either via text or social media, like DM someone a video as a follow-up to, hey, I was just seeing how you're doing in your new house. I wanted to check in on you, see if you need anything. Hey, I know we were looking at houses together last year. We kind of put everything on pause. How are you doing? Do you need anything from me? Whatever that is. 3 videos out to your top 3, like people that you think about, you know, in the middle of the night at 2 o'clock in the morning, you wake up and you're like, I wonder how Joe Smith is, you know, and you're like, well, I want you to video message Joe Smith and see what happens. And we would love to hear the stories. So tell us about it.
Do it.
Okay, so where are we at next?
That's it. So next brewery. So we're going to be at Three Daughters next. And actually it'll be our first episode with a special guest. So yeah, we'll be having Jesse Cage join us for that episode. Those of you who know the name, Cage Rage, Cage Morning Show. He was on radio for a decent amount of time. I don't know the exact years. You know, but he was on radio for quite some time. He is now a real estate agent, and a damn good one at that. You know, he's just the right people. He's just incredible. You know, so topic still to be determined. I'm going to kind of let him pick what the next topic's going to be, so we'll keep that a little mystery surprise.
Give him the list that goes on for days and be like, okay, which one do you want to talk about?
Yeah, Three Daughters is kind of his second home, and they've invited us in to do some episodes there. So yeah, we'll be there on the next one in St. Pete, having a good time. So stay tuned for that. And if you guys have any feedback, questions, concerns, definitely reach out to us. Let us know directly. All of our information is always going to be linked, everywhere pretty much. So you don't have to worry about that. And we're excited. There's a lot more cool topics on the horizon. And
so many.
what I love about, we talked about this today too, a lot of podcasters do this stuff in like batches. They do like a whole season in one sitting. We don't like that idea
can't do
because
that.
we're constantly growing, and I think that's what's freaking amazing about what we're doing is we're constantly learning new things each week. So if I did all this in one sitting, I would have a whole list of things to talk about next year,
Right.
which is horrible. So as we're learning and growing, we're going to get that all out to you guys as we learn new techniques, new technology. We are no stranger to that. I will keep you guys in the loop. We're going to do some lunch and learns. I'm going to do some lunch and learns. She doesn't know yet, but she's coming too. But there's
like
a lot of
learning.
cool
I like
stuff
lunching.
on the horizon, guys, and I appreciate every single one of you for believing in us and listening, and yeah.
Well, right, because it just popped in my head and I don't want to forget to say this, is if you love us, we would love to know. There is a review link somewhere on the platform that you're platform that you are listening to this on. And if you could just let us know, like with some stars, maybe 5 of them, maybe 5 stars.
Yeah.
That would be great. We would love that.
Yeah.
But then also think about that when you are working with your clients too, that you would like 5 stars from them. And that if they've got a small business, how much 5 stars from you would mean to them. All of these little things, like, you know how you can support a business without spending any money?
Correct, yeah.
It's
yeah.
one of those things. It's one of those little things so you can show that you are in support of someone,
Yeah.
and you do not have to spend any money. And it's building that relationship. So we would like to see that. For you guys, we'd like to have you guys build up your reviews, but
Yes.
in turn, we're also a new podcast and we're doing this venture together. We would like to hear the reviews from you as well.
Absolutely. And with us, if you leave us anything less than 5 stars, obviously we're not going to get upset about it, but we might reach out and say, hey, how could we have been a 5 star?
Right.
And I think you should do the same thing in your business. I used to work actually negative reviews, back office team for Capital One for several years, and I specifically dealt with negative reviews, and I would have to, it was called relationship recovery, and I would have to call those people and find out why they left that review and see what I could do to change their perspective. Do the same thing with your reviews. If you get less than 5 stars, don't take it to heart. Call them and say, hey, what is it that I could have done to be a 5 star? Like, I definitely want to improve in my business, and I'm just curious. It doesn't have to be a negative annotation. And when they tell you, just say, oh, you know what? Didn't
Never
think
thought of
about
that.
I never thought about that. I can see how you feel that way. Okay. And you know what's crazy is, I bet you they'll get off that call and probably change their rating. Just saying.
Yeah, or at least mentally.
But just take the time to find out. Because again, if you're not taking criticism and turning it into positivity, then what are we doing? You're never going to get better that way. So yeah, that's all. I'm going to leave you with that because I'll talk for days. I will literally talk for days.
Thank you for joining
But
us at
we love
Marker 48 today. We're going to take some video of what they have going on here. So you'll see
Heck
all of
yeah.
that on our Instagram page. So if you want to check it out, if you're thinking about coming up here, I actually was here before. And what I did was I kayaked in the morning on the Wiki Watching. I saw no mermaids. I was very disappointed.
Oh yeah, they were in training probably.
They were in training, probably training season for them. But I did see
Or at Disney.
some manatees, and we did that in the morning, and then we came over here, had a little flight and some snacks, and it was just a great afternoon of hanging out.
So
So
much fun.
if you're local to this, I mean by local I mean anywhere within a 2-hour radius.
that worth the drive.
It's
It really is.
definitely worth the drive.
Yep.
So I recommend it. So thank you, Marker
Appreciate
48,
it.
for allowing us to be here today. Again, they have this new distillery.
All kinds of stuff, y'all.
I mean,
Just-
I'm going to be finishing this.
I heard that. I just finished both of mine. So
I took the duck off.
on that, well, cheers.
Cheers.
Appreciate y'all.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day. Do something fun. Change lives.
Wait, do good. Brew good, do good.
Brew good, do good.
There you go. We have to ask them if we can steal that for real.